Yo, people, how we all doing? Welcome back to another stream. It's been a couple days because your boy was away in London filming with the Big Six. Got some cool videos coming out. We got a pool video coming out this Sunday. If any of you have seen the trailer, do let me know what you think of it. Just gonna have a bit of a late night chat. As always, I told you, we're gonna be live more on this channel around this time of the evening, a good few times a week. Seeing what's going on in the world of football and City, obviously, of course, as myself and Joe are both City fans. And we're just gonna have a podcast style chat, let you guys have your thoughts, we'll share our thoughts, and we'll all be one big happy family. And to be part of that family, all you gotta do is hit the like button on your way in and subscribe to the channel if you're new. So please, like I said, hit the like button on this stream. It massively helps more people find the channel, and subscribe if you're new. No streams on City Extra today. There's not a huge amount happening specific to City that we're willing to kind of put on City Extra. You know, we don't want to start making stuff up on City Extra and feeding you guys crap content. But I think Jordan has a transfer random video coming out today or tomorrow, or tonight or tomorrow. But myself and Joe are more relaxed. We do make stuff up. No, I'm only joking. We're just more chill. We want to have a general chat. But no, it's been a quiet week, Joe, I suppose, all in all, hasn't it? There's not been a huge amount going on from a City front or on a football front. These little periods, these winter breaks, they're boring as hell, man. They kill me off.
That's why we don't like them. That's why in this country we don't really do them. Like, they've only been a recent thing, these winter breaks. You know, usually we just used to slog it out and just do 2-3 games a week. You know, you suck it up, you deal with it. But I mean, I can't say like I'm against the idea, because the amount of games that players play now is just absolutely ridiculous. So any break is probably a good thing. But in terms of from a City perspective, it's been boring. Like, there's been a couple of different award ceremonies, a little bit of transfer news on Kalvin, Phillips. That's about it, though. Like, we haven't played football like in a week. Like, it's very boring. And because we don't expect anything to happen in January in terms of incomings, it's very hard to also make content about that, because we don't expect incomings. There's not a lot of transfer rumours. I mean, we had Pedro Neto the other day, but that is it. And we're like almost 3 weeks into January now.
Yeah, no, it's boring. Look, from a player welfare perspective, I understand it. They get a bit of a break. We may as well talk a bit about the awards during this stream at some point. See, is there any shocks? I don't follow that kind of stuff. I don't care about player awards that badly. I think most of them are pretty flawed and have no integrity, so I don't pay too much attention. But for the sake of this conversation and this stream, we can have a look at it. Big up Ted Jazz in the chat, my boy. Big up Tyrese as well. Lorenzo says, you saw Terry from the Football Terrace latest video on City, literally saying we trafficked Brahim Diaz from Malaga back in 2014. Lol, the guy is a joke. No, I don't watch the Football Terrace, Lorenzo. I think the Football Terrace is a crazy channel. Look, I know they've got a big channel, they get lots of views and that, but some of the content for me is just it's not worth watching for me. Nothing against them. I don't know any of them personally. I don't know Terry personally. I don't know any of them personally. It's not for me. It's not for me. I think there's a lot of clickbaiting, a lot of just trying to create drama and controversy, trying to get attention for the wrong reasons. It ain't for me, man. And Lorenzo, to be honest, do I care about Terry's opinion? Does he know any more than me and you? Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. If that's true what he said about us trafficking Brahim Diaz from Malaga in 2014, he needs to give his head a wobble making accusations like that, because that's crazy, man. Don't pay attention. Don't pay attention. There's a lot of people right now, Joe, jumping on the bandwagon of the whole City are guilty thing and what a disgraceful club Manchester City are, and they're nitpicking at little things we've done over the years, and this is shady and that's shady and they need to be sent down. You see TalkSport doing it. You've seen off the back of the TalkSport interview with your man Stefan, the ex-City financial advisor, the amount of media outlets that have jumped on the bandwagon of creating mad headlines and twisting quotes and twisting phrases. I don't pay attention to any of it. I have told all of you who watch me since these charges arrived that I am no expert. I'm never going to tell you what's right and wrong. I am no expert. But I'll also tell you, none of these guys are experts either. Anfield Agenda is not an expert. Mark Goldbridge is not an expert. Terry from Football Terrace is not an expert. None of us are experts on this situation. It's a watertight situation, and any of these clickbait titles you see are genuinely made just to create traffic for themselves, to create views and to create revenue, because it's a really, really hot topic that everybody, that the mass public all want the same thing. Oh, if you're not a Man City fan, you want City to be sent down. You want City to be slammed down for. So it's easy content. Listen, if I wasn't a Man City fan, if I was a United fan, if I was an Arsenal fan, or I had a channel like Terry's, I'd be making clickbaits. I'd be saying, yo, City did this, City did that, they're guilty as fuck. Because it's easy. It's easy to do right now, and it's popular to do right now. But I'm doing what's hard to do right now by saying I'm not an expert, by saying I don't know the ins and outs, but I'm defending my club based on what we do know. I'm only going to speak on what we do know and the facts and the evidence that the facts, sorry, which is that the club made the statement, they gave their stance, and that's all we can follow. But look, Joe, we may as well start with this topic because, like, obviously, with the quiet week it's been regarding actual footballing side of things, the world has blown up once again with their rifles in their hands aiming at Manchester City.
I'm not surprised. I mean, like, the thing I'm most surprised about is the fact that we're going to start hearing things. Oh, we've been told at least we're going to be starting to hear things as early as next week. Now, those things will be tiny because I believe, was it told me I saw say that it's not going to be done till like November this year, which is fucking ages away. So, like, yeah. I mean, I think Goldbridge did a video today saying City in trouble or City to be relegated again, which he's done about 4 times already. Like, he's adding nothing new. You did a reaction video to it. I remember doing that with you, and it was just, he said the whole point of that was he said a whole lot of nothing. And that's the theme with a lot of these content creators who do things on this subject, is they say a whole load of nothing. They just repeat 115 over and over and over again. But they don't expand on it. They don't know what the charges are. They don't know what exactly we're being punished for. Some of them are financial. Some of them aren't financial. Like, nobody knows what's going on. The only thing that you hear branded about is 115 and they should be relegated. Like, that's all you hear. I mean, Stefan is probably the guy that you want to listen to. If you want to know anything about it, you should probably go and dig through his tweets because he has the best understanding about it from what I've seen, purely because he knows kind of what he's talking about, considering he was former financial advisor. So, like, if there's anyone that I trust with these little tiny intricate details, it's him. But even he doesn't know the picture because he doesn't work for the club anymore. So even he doesn't know, like, exactly what's going on. He can just explain a little bit better and come to some sort of understanding from the public information that's out there. So, I mean, it's not hard to not look like a fool on TalkSport when you're talking to Jim White and Simon Jordan. Like, it's not hard to look, come across as knowledgeable. But from, like, what I've seen on Twitter, he's probably explained it the best. And he thinks that, we are going to be proven innocent. I think we're going to be proven innocent because I'm trusting the word of my football club that we've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I'd love to get Stefan on the City Extra for a show. I don't know how accessible he is. I don't know what he's like in terms of collaborating or willing to come onto fan channels and that. But I'd love to get him on the City Extra and pick his brain and chat to him there in a safer space where he's not going to be grilled by knobheads like Simon Jordan. But look, like I said, I'm no expert on the situation. I just try to grasp it the best I can and listen to people who might know slightly more than me. And yeah, I know he's a City fan, Fraser. I know he's a City fan. So maybe he would be willing to come on. Guys, 30 in the building. Make sure you hit the like button, by the way. So I try to learn about it as best I can. I try to understand it as best I can. And as soon as I hear people talking about, like, court and, when you get legally done and, when the judge does this, I switch off because there's no court. There's no court here involved at all. This is, as Martin said on City actually tonight, this is purely, like, I think he said, trespassing on a golf course, and you're up in front of the board of members of the golf club, and they're deciding what they're going to do with you. It's a hearing. It's not a court case. There's no lead. It's no criminal thing. But what we're being accused of is it's criminal. It should be in a court because it's fraud essentially. And look, my dad, I'm not going to sit here and say my dad's a fucking expert on what's going on. He knows no more about this case than me or you. But my dad is a lawyer, That's the only thing I can credibility my dad has in this whole thing is that he's a lawyer. Nothing to do with the case, by the way. Please, people, do not say Hugh's saying his dad knows this. No, he knows nothing. But what he's saying is, from his experience with these type of proceedings, is he would not be surprised to just hear randomly one of these weeks, one of these months, wherever, that the proceeding has come to an end. The proceeding has come to an end. City have agreed to this. The Premier League have agreed to that. And it's all been put to bed. Because as this is constantly getting hotter and hotter and hotter and building up and the stakes are getting higher, the Premier League it'll start to dawn on the Premier League exactly what the backlash to City being found either innocent or guilty could be. So, look, like I said, my dad doesn't know fuck all about this case. Neither do I. We're all learning on the job here. Big up Ahil K with the CA5. Hit the fucking soundboard, Joe, man. He says only idiots would actually think we're getting stripped of our titles and getting relegated. Exactly, Ahil. I mean, look, I've gone over this in depth a good few times. I don't care if they do strip us, Pauls, of anything. You can on paper take titles. You can on paper take what you want off us, but nothing is going to change what we've seen. Ahil, you as a City fan, what you have seen, nothing is going to change. Myself and Joe have been at games together where we've lifted trophies. Myself and Joe were at the game where we beat Aston Villa 3-2. I was on the pitch that day. I was there in Wembley when we beat United. I was there when we beat Real Madrid. I've been there when we beat Arsenal's and we've beaten Liverpool's. I've seen some amazing things that you taking them off me on paper is not going to change what I've felt and what I've seen, because on that day you lot were still the losers and Manchester City were still the winners. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think they will strip us of anything. I don't think they will relegate us. I think it'll be perfectly fine. Ahil, big up for the super chat. Really appreciate that. If you don't want a super chat, guys, like Ahil, perfectly cool. Just hit the like button. It helps just as much. But yeah, do you kind of know what I'm saying, Joe? So what you're saying is that Hugh Senior is ITK. No, he's not. He's absolutely not. He just likes to. He's just whenever there's like a legal proceeding, or I mean, as who's it here says it, it's a civil proceeding. Someone says it. I can't find it.
Stephen said, Hugh, it's not a criminal matter, it's a civil fraud.
It's a civil fraud, right? Yeah. So whenever my dad hears these kind of things, he likes to throw his 2 pence in. P-Dubs, I apologise. I was supposed to send a super chat the other day on Big Sis cooking that Somalian muffin about his shit club. Was talking about Destiny's Child 17 getting talked what. Do whatever you want, P-Dubs. I'm sure. Man, but no, look, it's look, Lorenzo again. The thing is this. No one would have talked about City at 115 if the news about Nottingham Forest and Everton didn't break a few days ago. That in itself says a lot. There's so many variables factoring into this, Lorenzo. I don't think it would have been as popular a content topic at all if there was football on. I'm sure people would have talked about it, but it wouldn't have been as massive a headline if there was football on. You see all these content creators and media outlets who are publishing stuff day to day. They need stuff to publish. And this is a fantastic headline. City to be relegated. I saw in a multitude of media outlets. City to be relegated. Trying to quote Stefan as saying he thinks City will be relegated, which he had to make clear that that's a total misquote and say, I said, if they are found guilty of X and Y, they will probably be relegated. It's mental, Joe.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the quote tweet. It's like, lads, you've left off like half the sentence. I said, if found guilty, they will be relegated. You know, it's things like that. If they put that as the headline, no one's going to click it. No one's going to read it. You know, it grabs everybody's attention by saying, Man City, you're going to get relegated. Like a fear-mongering tactic. Everybody goes, someone believes they're going to be relegated. They click on the article, they read the full quote, and they're left disappointed. But that's what they want. They want people to click on their article and read it. So, like, game's the game, I suppose. But, like, yeah, nothing's going to take away from what we've seen, like your earlier point with, you know, we're not going. I don't think we'll get stripped of titles and relegated, because as bad as it sounds, there's also the factor of how much money we bring into the Premier League through commercial rights, TV rights, all of these other things. Like, we're just a financial powerhouse, and to lose one of your big clubs, to send them down multiple divisions so that a few years is going to tick by before they ever get back there, it's probably damaging for the product. So for as bad as it sounds, it's probably within their interest to keep us there. So, like, again, like you said, nothing's going to take away from what they've seen. Even if they do strip us of titles, which will not happen, even if we do get relegated, they won't strip us of titles. Like, we've still seen it with our own eyes anyway. So, you know, who matters if, you know, on the history books it says they have 0 trophies? Like, what does that matter? You've seen us lift things. We've seen it live in person. I've even seen us beat Tottenham. Like, no one's ever going to take that away from me.
I mean, like, how do you go to your Agueros? How do you go to your companies, your Silvas, your whoever, anybody who's won a trophy with us? How do you go to these players and say, we want the medals back? This is petty stuff. This is really, really stupid stuff. They're not going to start knocking on the doors like bounty hunters of players and managers and say, hand back in those 5 Carabao Cup medals or whatever it is you have and your 5 Premier League medals because we have decided they are now void, null and void, and we're going to go post them to fucking Genie Wijnaldum. No.
Wherever he may be in the world at this point.
It's not happening. Look, there's too much... From the wider footballing community, I get it, because it's a lot of desperation and hope and jealousy. There's too much effort to disrespect and downplay the importance of Manchester City and how powerful Manchester City are right now. I see it. It's a subconscious thing is ingrained in football fans throughout the world now, particularly our big 6 rivals, that anytime we try to big ourselves up, it's shoot them down quickly. Shoot them down quickly. None of their players can be talked about as legends. None of their trophies can be talked about as great. None of their achievements match up to anything done before. You must shoot Manchester City down at every chance possible. I see it. It's a subconscious thing. I go on the big 6 every week. I try to big up City players who have won trebles and won trophies left, right and centre. But none of them can match up to any Premier League greats. So you're telling me Premier League, or you're telling me treble-winning goalkeeper, last night was Ederson on the Big 6. You're telling me treble-winning goalkeeper, Ederson, who throughout the Champions League campaign was a monster. You'll agree with me, Joe. Ederson throughout the Champions League campaign and in the final when it mattered most. Yes or no, was he a monster?
Yes.
He's world class. Ederson is world class. And I started to be told, people are like, how's Ederson world class? His overall game, this, yada, yada, yada. I was like, right. So we're now at the point where I try to say anybody any players at City who have achieved the pinnacle of football are world class. You say no. It's ingrained in people to disrespect City and downplay how important and how powerful we are. The big thing is the product. The Premier. This is a side of the argument so many people who hate us refuse to acknowledge. The Premier League is only the biggest and greatest league in the world and most liquid and financially powerful league in the world. Why? Because of our commercial power, our commercial weight, the product that we can offer to the world, what you guys want to see. Now, who has been the best product within that product? Who has been the shiniest shoe on the shelf of the Premier League for 10 years now? Manchester City Football Club. The commercial deals, the revenue we will generate for the English Premier League because we have a cracking stadium, the best manager, we have the best striker in the world, we have we have the best team, we play the best football, most trophies. We make money for the Premier League. We are a financial powerhouse in our own right, as well as providing for the Premier League and keeping our league as sexy as it is. People don't want to acknowledge that. They'll go, oh, no, you think you're that important? You think City are that important? Yes, we are that important. We won 5 out of the last 6 leagues. We're current treble winners, current European champions, and I wouldn't put it past us doing the exact same thing again this year. Of course we're fucking important. Whether you like it or not, we have overtaken your club in terms of right now as to who's more important. Us. Absolutely us. Most view league, yeah, of course. Most people want to tune in to watch us. To watch us either play great football or lose. You either want to see us lose, or if you like us, you'll want to see us play great football. Too much disrespect from these hate campaigns towards Manchester City. No one is capable of being objective. I've been objective towards other clubs loads of times on shows, and I get told I'm glazing. I get told I'm why am I bigging up other clubs and other clubs' players? Because I'm a football fan. I'm capable of admiring a good club or a good player or a good team or a good manager. Why is there so much tribalism and hate all the time in the football fan space? Why can't you? Why is it so hard for people to just appreciate something? You don't know about the financial dealings of Manchester City. You don't know about the FFP dealings of Manchester City. You don't know about 115 charges. All you know is we're a better team than you, and you're still hating. Crazy, man. Hit the like button, please, people. What do you think, Joe? When you get me into this zone, people, I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna rant. You're gonna get the raw, uncut Hugh on HMTV.
I mean, yeah, just the whole thing just stems from a place of jealousy. They've allowed, I mean, the phrase "little city" gets thrown around a hell of a lot, but they've allowed this world's biggest small club to overtake them and get so far ahead of them that they feel like it's uncatchable or it's not catchable for at least 5 years of a project. Like, if you just look at, it was us against Liverpool was the main rivalry in this Pep Guardiola era, and they fell off 1 year, we fell off 1 year. It's fine, it happens. You know, stuff like that happens, and they're pushing us again this year, and we're pushing them again this year, whichever way around you want to look at it. That's fine. Who is the only other team in that era who's pushed us? It's Arsenal. And it took Arteta, 3.5 years of a plan, sticking by him through finishing 8th, transfers, getting him his players in for him to even come close, and he still didn't win it. So it's like you've got to have this long-term project. You just got to thug it out, essentially, to even get close. And it all comes down to this jealousy thing again of the cartel clubs. Have you seen the image going around of the Premier League winners if Man City and Chelsea didn't exist? It's all red.
All red.
It's all red. It's all it's either Man United, Arsenal, or Liverpool. It's all red. And you're telling me that is a better product than what we've got now. Of course, it looks bad now because we are dominating now. But once Pep Guardiola leaves, we're not going to dominate like we are now. It's just not going to happen because there's no manager that's on his level. So, of course, it's not going to be that level. I want it to be that way. But, of course, I'm, not stupid enough to, believe that this is going to happen again because we can get a good manager, but in my personal opinion, there's no manager that touches Pep Guardiola in the history of the sport. I think he is the greatest. He's proven it time and time again. I think the treble cements it for me. We're not going to get a manager of his level. So to expect Premier League dominance of only dropping one title in 5 years, 6 years, it's just unprecedented. That just doesn't happen all the time. So it's a place of jealousy right now. They put it this way, this whole 115 charges, no one would give a shit if we weren't winning. No one would care if we weren't winning. It's only because we are winning things.
That's the maddest thing, Joe. That's the maddest thing. Joe, before we were taken over in 2008, believe it or not, I am old enough to remember that, as much as people like to tell me I'm too young. I am old enough to remember that. Before we were taken over, people liked Man City. Man City was a lot of people's second team. People were like, oh yeah, they're the blue half of Manchester, the other side of Manchester, the people's club of Manchester. People liked Man City. Say we had got 115 charges as that club from 2007, 2006, the tax and Sinawatra sort of era, the financial problems kind of era. People would have been like, oh, poor City, this is really sad to see the Premier League bullying Manchester City and yada, yada, yada. And now, because we've come along and taken all of your chains, and dethroned all of you, it's, nah, fuck Man City, the cheating bastards. Fuck them. Mate, it's hypocrisy. It's absolute hypocrisy. Big up Stephen, man. I see you bigging me up in the chat there. Massively appreciate that. He says, lol, I feel Grizz has that hate towards City deep down, the sarcasm towards City every other week. Grizz my boy, man. Grizz my boy. I get on great with Grizz. We have a fantastic laugh when we're together in person. He beat me at darts the other day. In the location we were filming in, but no, I think Grizz is the same as any Liverpool fan. There's nothing abnormal about it. Liverpool fans, they do hate City. They do hate Manchester City, and they'll tell you they don't. They'll tell you, nah, City are irrelevant. We don't care about City. You're a weird Liverpool fan if you don't hate us. Why? Because we stopped your golden era. We stopped the best team you had in literally the Premier League era from dominating. You could have been us, only for we are us. We are him. Manchester City are him. Of course Liverpool fans hate Man City. Of course Liverpool fans are bitter towards City for doing that. What did Liverpool get? What was it 97 points or something? And still didn't win the Premier League. We stopped that. We stopped that. So all this rubbish about City irrelevant, no one cares about City. Then why do you all talk about 115? Why are you all so desperate to see us get overturned? Why are you all so desperate to see City get sent down if you don't care? If you didn't care, you'd let business run as normal. You'd let us keep winning leagues. Why do you keep saying, I'd rather City win the league than X and Y? Well, if you feel that way, why don't you let us keep winning it? Why don't you say, no, we need to protect City to stop Liverpool or Arsenal or Man United win the league? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You bunch of hypocrites.
He's on a mad one. You've set him off.
Mate, the thing is, look, with these big platforms like that I go on, like the Big Six and City Extra, I love them. I love the Big Six community. I fucking love it. There's a lot of people give me stick, but there's a lot of people give stick to all the members of the Big Six. I love City Extra, absolutely fantastic platform, brilliant community. But see with this channel here, yeah? See with this channel, you're going to get me ranting and raving and unfiltered. That's the way it is. For those of you, like, this is my playground. This is my home. Me and Joe founded this channel. Shut up, Alexa. Shut up, Alexa. Alexa wants to stop my waffle as well. I will not be silenced.
He's been silenced by fucking Amazon now.
Amazon or Google Chrome, whatever it is, or Google Nest trying to shut me up. You will not shut me up. No, what I'm saying is, like, on these big platforms, it's harder for me to do what I do here because people send for me from all angles and try to shoot you down. Us Blues, we know the truth. Big up AK850. Do it, Joe. Yes, man. Big up for the super chat, AK. Okay, I'll admit I'm a pessimist, but I know it won't happen because City weren't unfairly affecting matches. What are they going to do? What are they going to wipe our memories clean? Long live 9320, long live 8047. Exactly, AK, exactly. And that, like I said, that applies to absolutely all of you that have seen these amazing moments. I remember 9320. I was 12 years old. I remember watching it in my living room in my old house. I remember watching it with my dad, and the Aguero goal went in, and I was wearing that shirt from that season. I ripped it off. I did a lap around my living room. It was special memories. And as I got older, I was able to go to games, got my season ticket, there week in, week out, been to all the cup finals, been to all the Champions League games. You can't wipe my memory. Joe, I know for a fact Joe was there for the Villa game. You can't wipe his memory. And AK, we can't wipe your memory, bro. None of you can have your memories wiped. It doesn't matter what we're in a society now where we're forced to care what other people think of our club. We're told we should care about what other fans of other clubs think of our club and how valid we are. I'm going to let you in on a secret, people. I don't give a shit what people think about our club. I love my club. I love our community. I love going to the Etihad to chill with other City fans and watch Manchester City. Do you think when we beat Arsenal 4-1 or we beat Real Madrid 4-1 or we won the Champions League, I was walking out of those games going, oh fuck, but Keith, the Liverpool fan, or Craig from Anfield Agenda thinks we're cheating bastards. Oh, that's my night ruined. No! Not a chance! Focus on your own club. Be proud of our club, people. Be proud of what we've achieved. Don't give a bollocks what other fans think, man. Fucking hell. We are buying a Turkish club, I heard. That's news to me. People, like I said, do me a favor. We're 3 likes off 40. Big up AK again for the super chat. Massively appreciate that, man. We don't have a massive viewership here, but we've got a nice small little community, and we like all of you guys to be involved. And because we have a small community, we don't get many super chats, not much funding. We never ask for funding, but we do ask you hit the like button, the super chat. Big up Ahil and AK for the super chats. Massively appreciated. Hugh, the issue is I take it personal when Rivals fans call us cheaters, and we did not deserve those trophies in the pitch. The thing is, Stephen, man, they're always going to find a reason as to why our trophies are tainted. They're always going to find a reason. There's never going to be a world where we win something and everyone goes, you know what, they deserve it. Fair enough. Does that make sense, Joe?
Yeah, because I saw some on Twitter and I fully understand it. We could get proven innocent of every single charge on the list and we'd still be labelled as cheats. we'd still be labelled as tainted titles. Those are the labels that get thrown around. Everything we do, everything we've done in the past, everything we go on to do. Even if we get proven innocent, we will still be labelled as cheats, because that's just tribalism, like you said. That's just the way. That's the way of the world. Like, it doesn't matter what happens. We will still be labelled as cheats, as financial cheats. We were when. Do you remember when it was UEFA and CAS, when we were cleared there, we were still cheats and should have been kicked out of the competition. We got away lightly and yada, 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 all this other stuff. It don't matter what the outcome is. We're cheats either way. We can't win. So, like, some people are annoyed by it because they're sick of it. But I can speak from a personal point of view and say I'm completely unbothered. I read it, I laugh at it, I move on with my day. It doesn't affect me. I don't care what other people have to say. It's getting to that stage now where I spoke about literally a couple of minutes ago, having to have like a 5-year project to try and catch up with us on the pitch. People are sick of trying to catch us on the pitch, so they're trying to, do it another way and try and send us down. Like that's the stage we're at now, where they think that we are so uncatchable that the only way to top us is to, send us down, basically, remove us from the competition. Like that's it.
I saw True Geordie was on the kickoff, as he always is, and he was saying he feels aggrieved as a new to put Man City can, and he's saying City are the only shark in the tank, and the only way to stop the shark, the big shark, is to send in more sharks. There's loads of, every club has their own narrative as to why City are annoying and why City are in the way. I mean, Jeff, you're a Spurs fan. Can you still hear me, Joe? Yeah.
Yeah, you cut out for a little bit there.
Sorry, yeah, my Wi-Fi's bugging at the minute. I mean, Jeff, you're a Spurs fan. Jeff, if you win a Carabao Cup, as you say that in the chat, that's what you want to win. You need a Carabao Cup because you haven't won a trophy since whatever it was, 08 or 07 or something. If you win a Carabao Cup, but everybody tells you you didn't deserve that Carabao Cup because you did X and Y, which was unfair, would you care? No. You're going to be out in the streets celebrating that your club has won a trophy for the first time in so long. We need to stop caring about what other people think. It's just getting annoying. Hugh, could you ask Big Six members this question when the occasion arises? If City are found innocent, would they still feel cheated deep down? I will. Remind me. I'll ask them that on Monday. If you want, I'll ask them that on Monday if you remind me. Big up Patrick Holly, man. Good to see you, my friend. Manchester City FC, the excuse for your club's failing. That's literally it. We have built the perfect. If you think the perfect football club doesn't exist, you're wrong. You're wrong. Manchester City, in my opinion, are the perfect football club, and there's no way of saying otherwise. When we are found innocent, we have built the infrastructure, the what's it called, the academy. I'm losing my English here. The academy, the managers, the coaching staff, the players, the style of play, the board, everything. We have built the perfect football club, and everybody feels aggrieved that their football club isn't like ours. I think people are too focused on the negative connotation around Manchester City to actually appreciate what we've done as a football club and how great we are. And I'm actually interested to know, what is the excuse when we're found innocent? What is your excuse then? If City are found innocent and cleared of everything, what is your excuse? What can you come up with? If it comes out from the hearing that City were falsely accused and wrongly charged, what do you do? How do we then all just wrap arms around each other and sing "Kumbaya, my lord," and go, you know what, peace has arrived, City actually are great? No, something else will come out, Joe.
And if something else doesn't come out, they'll make something up. Because, again, it's the way the world works. Or they'll just run with, we paid off the Premier League to get away with it, or something like that. Like, we're never gonna hear the end of this, regardless of outcome. Especially if, now I think the biggest head loss and the worst possible outcome for people losing this shit would be if we get like a slap on the wrist fine, like we get found guilty of a couple of minor charges and end up with like some sort of fine, and that's it. Like a slap on the wrist, like UEFA. Do you remember when UEFA we got fined like 10 million or something because we didn't cooperate with them. Like, if that shit happens with the Premier League charges and we get a slap on the wrist and we get away with it lightly and only get found on minor stuff that ends in a fine, the head loss will be brutal and we will be labelled cheats for the rest of the time.
Can't win. Can't win, man. Can't win. Yeah, John Grogan, brown envelopes, exactly. Big up, Jeff, man. You're always objective. I appreciate you coming in as a rival fan and sharing your thoughts. Anyway, we'll park the charges conversation there for the minute because look, it won't be the last time we'll speak on it, unfortunately. But I believe we're innocent. The club say we're innocent. If you're a City fan and you're getting worried, don't worry. Listen to the club. We're 8 likes off 50. The target for these streams is always 50 likes. So if you could help us get to 50 likes and hit the like button, it would be massively appreciated. Question for Joe from Stephen. If Kalvin Phillips stays, do you think he can play backup centre-back? Now we only have 4 centre-backs healthy. We'll move on to Kalvin now if you want to answer that question, Joe, and then I'll get the news up about his potential transfers.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because the first time that we ever saw him play for us was in that pre-season, and he did play as a centre-back. I think it was against Bayern Munich. He played as a centre-back, and he didn't look too bad. It would require a lot less physical output in terms of running about, which I think is one of the problems that you have with Kalvin Phillips at the moment. When he plays as a holding midfielder, he looks lost. He always looks 1 or 2 steps behind. He looks a bit slow. If you play him as a centre-back, it kind of cuts that bit out because he's not alone in the midfield. He's not basically playing the hardest position in the pitch. So it would probably look better on him. Whether he can play there or not, I don't really know. I've only seen it in pre-season. It almost feels like you're trying things for the sake of trying to save his City career, which I think he's done anyway. So I think it's a bit pointless. We've got enough options to get us by for the least. I'd say if worst comes to worst, it wouldn't be the worst shout. Like, I'd rather see him there than Kyle Walker. Because do you remember last season, Southampton in the Carabao Cup, Kyle Walker played. He started as a centre-back. It just didn't work. It was completely hopeless. Like, I'd rather see Kalvin Phillips there. I don't think he has the capabilities to do the John Stones role, if that's maybe something that's trying to be suggested. I don't think he can do that because I don't think he has the physical attributes that John Stones has. I think he'd be approaching almost a Kanji territory with that one, where he'd just look a little bit lost as to where he would be positional wise because it's sort of halfway in between. But could he play as a centre back? If worst comes to worst, yes. But like, again, I'm not like itching to see it. I don't think it'd save his City career anyway.
Yeah, it's literally, it would take a monumental disaster for Kalvin Phillips to stay and play at centre half, is my opinion. Even if cleared, they'll come back in 5 years with some more bullshit charges. It's a vicious cycle. Exactly, Patrick. It's never ending. It's never ending. United fan here. Big up United winners, man. Big up. Goldbridge honestly helps us unleash the negative side of our hateful side inside of us. Our minds have that side. If he scratches that itch you have, which he probably does for a lot of people, fair enough. Echeverry, Girona 2025. Is that news, Fraser? Let me know. Watermelon Puppy, I can't believe Man City destroyed a player career. Unbelievable. Kalvin was so great in Leeds and no one expected him to be like this in Man City. It surprised me as well, Watermelon Puppy, because for those of you who watch me for a while, whether here on City Extra, I was a fan of Kalvin. I still am a fan of Kalvin, and I think he'll do well wherever he goes. It just doesn't work out sometimes. Sometimes a transfer just doesn't work out. It's just the way it is. But it's getting weird for me how he hasn't moved yet, how he's still here. It's getting weird. I mean, Sky Sports News as of today, West Ham are in discussions over a loan move for Kalvin Phillips. Talk with Man City Centre on the conditions of a potential deal. Now, I'm going to need you to expand on that for me, Joe, because I've missed out on what a lot of this means.
Yeah, just going back to, when I did the transfer video on Pedro Neto, I just kind of scrolled through, see what else there was, see whether it was making something else. And there was about 6 tweets on Kalvin Phillips, which I was surprised about. Because, to my understanding, it was just a matter of time and someone was just going to come in, take him on loan and bite the bullet on a future fee. But I think it was probably about 4 days ago now, something like that, where it was actually looking like he was going to stay in January. It was looking like we couldn't find anyone to take him on loan, because the basis of the information on that was, well, the stuff that I saw anyway was, City want around £6 to £7 million on a loan fee, which was a big stumbling block for a load of teams. I think teams like Juventus didn't see the financial side of it. Newcastle as well, because they were a little bit in trouble with FFP themselves, or bordering on being in trouble there, so they didn't see, 6 or 7 million being financially worth it to take him on loan for 6 months. And then there was no one was really seeming to want to commit to an obligation to buy, not an option, an obligation. If you're going to take him on loan, City want, a future fee to be paid of. Now, there was no figure set for this, but in my mind, it's probably about 40 million, because I think there was news ages ago saying that they want to try and recoup basically what they paid for him. They want to try and get that back, which was about, I think it was 42 million we paid for him. So City will probably want 40 million at least, and nobody wants to pay that money. So it was looking like he was going to stay, but then today Sky say that West Ham are interested. David Moyes likes him. And I think there was another piece saying that Kalvin Phillips wants to go somewhere that he's going to play, that he's going to start, that he's going to get minutes. He's not just going to leave on loan for the sake of leaving on loan. He might as well stay put. So there's obviously a little bit of some words happening there. Maybe he's been promised game time by West Ham. But yeah, it's a messy situation, because City aren't budging, which they shouldn't do. They shouldn't budge on their valuation, because they sets us up bad for future. If we sell Kalvin Phillips for less than what we want on a bargain deal, then what stops other clubs from trying to get bargain deals in the future, knowing that we might be able to be swayed or pushed over? So I get it, but it's also harming the situation, because he's not able to go anywhere because no one wants to meet the demands. Although, again, I did see this information. I think it was Rob Dawson at ESPN. He said it, that he's remaining professional. He's not kicking off. He's hopeful that some agreement can be made, Kalvin Phillips. He's hopeful that there might be a lowering of the valuation or something like that so he can leave, but he's still just getting on with it and training, and he's liked by other players, which is a good thing, because we all saw what happened just last season with Cancelo when he kicked off. Out the door, first flight. See you later.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, where he's going to end up, I don't know, but he needs football, Kalvin Phillips, with the Euros coming up. Obviously, he didn't feature too much. He got to go to Qatar, but he didn't feature because of lack of fitness. Does he want to be, a semi a part of, or not a part of at all, of another major competition for England? I doubt it. So he needs a move this January. He's going to need to push for a move. Fabrizio Romano, despite news stories as of yesterday, despite news stories about interest from Barcelona and Atletico Madrid in Kalvin Phillips, I'm not aware of concrete talk so far. This is an expensive loan for Spanish clubs with FFP limitations, so it's a difficult one. First of all, it's crazy to me that we're talking about Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, two titan football clubs, struggling to form a loan deal for Kalvin Phillips. How the mighty have fallen is crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, basically, he's going to need football. He's going to need football. Hugh, would you take Ward-Prowse? Probably not, Jeff. Probably not. Would you, Joe?
No. just straight up no. He's right. Here's the one thing I'll say about Ward-Prowse. Yeah, he's a consistent player, but what's his best asset? What's his best quality? Set pieces. What are we notoriously not very good at? Scoring from corners. we don't score from corners. Yeah, I feel like it'd be a waste. He'd put it in the right area and we'd never score from him. He suits a club like West Ham. They're a team full of giants. Go him.
Yeah, I agree. We're one like off the goal of 50. As I say, every stream the goal is 50 likes. We're one like off. So whoever wants to be that 50th like, let me know who you are in the chat. I'll give you a shout out. John, big up John Grogan, man. Why do we have to loan Kalvin to any club who diss us over 115? That's what I'm saying, man. It's crazy, the amount of these clubs who are, the actual football clubs, the boards of these football clubs who are on our backs and want to see the downfall of Man City, but also want to take our players off us when they can get a chance, when they can sniff around our players and try and gain something. It's just cheek, man. It's just pure cheek. We know Barcelona want Super League. They need Super League, Fraser, brother. They need Super League. Fraser had the update on Echeverri here. January 2025, Echeverri will go to a club, either City or City Group, and he speaks Spanish, so it makes sense to Hugh. I hope not, Fraser. Sorry, it wasn't an update, by the way. It's just Fraser giving his opinion, but I hope that's not the case. It's not exciting. I get the model. I get bringing in these, young wonder kids from South America or wherever, and then selling them on for a higher fee. It's a successful model. But us as fans, we want to see these young prodigies become the real deal. You know what I mean? The amount of prodigies over the years we hear of that never get a sniff at City's first team, and with the amount we've paid for Echeverri, I'd like to think that there's more plans for him than just going out on loan to a CFG club. I might be overthinking this, but do you remember that charity game against Barcelona where Kalvin dislocated his shoulder? I think that's what ruined his City career. Maybe he's less mobile now. Well, Joe kind of touched in on that. It put him off to a very bad start, Akash. It started off his City career and kind of set the tone for the rest of it, didn't it? Massive injuries, struggling for fitness all the time, not enough fixtures in which you can risk Kalvin Phillips, so he never got the chance to build Pep's trust. And then when he was given chances, he never really showed enough. Even like Mika Hamilton, even who else is there that's had a chance this season? Mateus Nunes, these guys, they've shown something when they've had chances. So Pep does have trust for them. Kalvin never did that. Another thing City is good is selling players that get amazing value from everyone. I think you get 26 to 35 for Phillips, or 25 to 35 for Phillips. Yeah, I just don't know who's going to pay it. Joe. Is there anybody you could see paying that for Phillips?
No, because this is what I mean by difficult situation. He's under contract for ages still. Because what did we give him? 6 years when he signed?
Yeah.
We gave him a big contract, so he's still under contract. So it's not like his value is going to go down due to his contract running out. His value goes down because he's not playing. So nobody wants to pay 40 million for him because he doesn't play club football. But obviously, City want to get back as much money as possible for what they paid for him. Their view is he's an England international. He's an established England international. He's a regular in the England team. And there is a good player in there, and he's under contract for a while. And they don't want to sell him just to get rid of him. They feel no pressure to just get rid of him. So they want, to get a bit of money back because they don't want to settle on this massive loss for Kalvin Phillips just because it didn't work out. So we're in this difficult situation where it's almost like a stalemate where nobody wants to pay for a player who's not playing, but City's view is just the complete opposite, where they go, well, he plays every time for his country. And due to his contract not running out anytime soon, they don't feel under pressure to settle for anything less than what they think he is worth.
Yeah, we usually take a pretty hard stance when it comes to valuations. Kalvin Phillips will go down as one of the best hairlines in Man City history. Saudi, I don't see it, Fraser. I don't see it. Saudi, look, Jordan Henderson has just left Saudi, and we know that there's a multitude of reasons as to why Jordan Henderson has left Saudi. I believe one of the main contributing reasons is Jordan Henderson feels he could still play for England this summer, and he might have been told by Southgate, look, you need to get back into Europe if you want to be part of my plans for the summer. England fans will not want to hear that. They will not want to hear Jordan Henderson could feature for England this summer, but I think there's reality to it. Burnley, prime example, wasn't Company part of City's success, yet Company is a hero at Burnley. Two-faced or what, lads? It rattles my cage. What do you mean, John? It rattles your cage that Company is a hero at Burnley? Is it Company's fault or what? Hello, Punny. Big up, man. Welcome. 53 likes. Big up, everybody, for hitting the like button. Our goal is always 50, and you guys are hitting it every single time. Massively, massively appreciate that. Hit the air horn, Joe, for that, actually. There we go. So yeah, listen, we're live for about an hour now. I think that kind of wraps it up. For now, we spoke on the charges. We were going to talk on the Salah injury, but it turns out he's not really that injured. He's going to be back in 2 games' time, so it doesn't actually impact the Premier League. It doesn't impact whether he can play for Liverpool or not, so I'm not too bothered. All the best to him with his AFCON run with Egypt. Fam, I heard Rashford just DM'd an Insta model on live and got exposed. This brother can't catch a break. I don't know anymore. Listen, we're gonna wrap it up.
United.
I don't know, Akash. I don't know. We're gonna wrap it up because it's late now. Enjoy that. We'll probably, what day is tomorrow? Saturday. Yeah, we'll probably go live again tomorrow if Joe's available at about between 10 and 11. So turn the notification bell on and join us between 10 and 11 again tomorrow. We'll chat about Arsenal Palace, I think is tomorrow. Is Liverpool Bournemouth tomorrow as well? It might be. I'm not too sure.
Might be Sunday. I'm not sure on that one.
We'll chat about Arsenal Palace anyway, me and Joe tomorrow night. You guys come and join us. No, Burnley was the one of the backstabbers. Oh yes, John. I get you. They were trying to get us in trouble, weren't they? Sky Bree, she got a boyfriend, Akash. How do I know this shit? Listen. I'm getting tired now. Big up all of you, man. 54 likes. Hit the like button on your way out. If you're watching it on playback, hit the like button as well. Leave all your comments down below in the chat. I absolutely love this little community we have here. I always say we never ask for super chats. We never ask for any financial funding off you. We just want you to hit the like button and subscribe and join this community. It's a great chat we have. I love reading what you guys have to say. Joe loves reading what you guys have to say. We will be back tomorrow night. And yeah, see you all then. Good night and God bless. Wrap her up, Joey boy.
Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you